Unique accommodations, ready for something different. On your next vacation, skip the hotel and spend the night in a lighthouse. These romantic towers provide some of the most unique accommodations in the country. Some lighthouses allow guests to perform various keepers' duties such as raising the flag, recording the weather, and other odd jobs to help maintain the property. All lighthouses provide spectacular scenery, historic surroundings, and an extraordinary opportunity. The lighthouses range from upscale bed and breakfasts with gourmet meals to more rugged accommodations with bunk beds and no electricity. The lighthouse on Tiny Rose Island, in Rhode Island's Narragansett Bay, is one of the few authentic lighthouses in America that allows you to have the entire lighthouse to yourself and become keeper. For a week, the island and restored lighthouse are open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, but when the last ferry departs, the island becomes your own. Up to 4 adults can rent the second-floor apartment if they agree to do an hour's worth of daily record-keeping and chores. A landmark on the Hudson River, the Saugerties Lighthouse is a red brick lighthouse built in 1869. The lighthouse offers overnight bed and breakfast accommodations, public tour, and special events. The operational light tower offers a panoramic view of the Hudson River. On this small island, you can enjoy swimming, picnicking, and birdwatching. The lighthouse can be reached by boat or the half-mile nature trail at the end of Lighthouse Drive in the village of Saugerties, New York. The East Brother Light Station is located less than an hour from San Francisco, but once you arrive, city life feels a world away. The light station operates as a 4-room bed and breakfast and is accessible only by boat. Gourmet dinners are served with wine, and breakfasts have been made popular by the Lighthouse French Toast Soufflé. The day can be spent hiking the island, bird and whale watching, or learning about the history of the lighthouse. Travel back in time with a stay at the Aloha Lighthouse in Maine. This authentic keeper's house is without telephones and electricity. Guests use kerosene lanterns for light and wood stoves for heat. To reach this 1907 lighthouse, take a 40-minute boat ride to the remote island of Aloha. Bikes are provided for transportation around guests the island. There are 6 bedrooms furnished with antiques, island crafts, and coastal memorabilia. Charity Island Lighthouse in Eau Grise, Michigan, offers overnight lodging in the spring and fall. It is operational as a bed and breakfast with 4 bedrooms. Upon arrival, guests receive a 30-minute presentation on the history of the island and the lighthouse. The island consists of almost 300 acres of forest and is home to a multitude of wildlife including songbirds, bald eagles, raccoons, and foxes. The island is preserved as a wildlife sanctuary and is considered a birdwatcher's paradise. Made in the USA, all over the United States, in cities big and small, you will find factories that give tour to the public. Why visit a factory? Factory tours are educational and entertaining. The behind-the-scenes view of how everyday things are made can be interesting to both kids and adults. If you are taking a road trip, stopping to visit a factory can make a nice break. If you are visiting a new city, it can provide valuable insight into what makes that city special. At the end of the tour guide will often hand out free samples of their products. In addition, factory tours are generally free to the public, resulting in an affordable activity for you and your family. There are more tours than we could list in one article. A great place to plan your factory tour is at Factory Tour, www.factorytourusa.com. Jelly Belly Factory, www.jellybelly.com. Put on a white paper hat, follow friendly tour guides through the sweet-smelling factory, and watch how jelly bellies are made. With the interesting flavors that range from buttered popcorn to jalapeño, the Jelly Belly Tour is a unique candy experience. U.S. Department of the Treasury, www.moneyfactory.com. Do you want to see how money is made? Here you can watch bills go from large reams of blank paper into intricately inked currency. There are 2 locations, one in Washington, D.C., and the other in Fort Worth, Texas. Ben and Jerry's, www.benjerry.com. This favorite ice cream brand is one of the most popular tour in the United States. Samples are tasted in their flavor room, and tours starting at 9 a.m. give you the perfect excuse to eat ice cream for breakfast. Gibson Guitar Factory, www.Gibson Memphis. At this factory in Memphis, Tennessee, you will watch all the phases in the guitar-making process. For over 100 years, the company has been assembling quality American guitars by hand. Home on the range. Have you ever wanted to live like a cowboy? Well, you can spend a weekend as a cowboy at one of the many dude ranches located across the United States. The Dude Ranch, also known as a guest ranch, is a ranch that is open for visitors. They allow visitors to experience ranch activities firsthand on weekend or week-long vacations. Daily activities usually include horseback riding lessons, trail rides, picnics, hiking, cookouts, and rodeos. They often host nightly entertainment around a campfire. Working ranches are another option for a more authentic experience. As the name implies, they are real working ranches that are in the business of raising cattle or horses or farming. They usually offer accommodations for a smaller number of guests, more rustic accommodations, and less organized activities. Daily activities include horseback riding and sightseeing, but you also have the opportunity to work with real cowboys in their daily ranch work. Most dude ranches are located out west in the Big Sky Country states such as Montana, Idaho, Colorado, and Wyoming. Part of the joy of visiting a dude ranch is the spectacular scenery that you get to experience. The majestic mountains, green rolling hills, beautiful rivers, and lakes are a delight to view and an adventure to explore. Exploring the countryside on horseback allows you to see things at a slower pace and the chance to see more wildlife such as eagles, buffalo, deer, and even wild bears. Before you pick a dude ranch to visit, go to websites such as www.ranchweb.com and www.duderanches.com to read reviews from other travelers. And before you go, make sure you are prepared to dress the part. Don't forget to pack your cowboy hat. San Juan orcas. Some of the best whale watching on the continent is found in the San Juan Islands off the coast of Washington. The Puget Sound is home to 400 islands and home to 90 orcas. The protected waters and miles of coastline are ideal for camping and kayaking and seeing pods of orcas and other wildlife. Orcas, also called killer whales, are the largest members of the dolphin family. Orcas are beautiful whales with striking black and white markings. Orcas feed almost exclusively on fish, with Chinook salmon being their favorite meal. They follow migrating salmon in from the open Pacific through the waters surrounding the San Juan Islands. During certain times of the year, you are guaranteed a whale sighting in this area. The whales are predictably seen from spring until autumn when they follow the migrating salmon through shore waters. July, August, and September are the warmest and driest months and the best time to see orcas, porpoises, and also gray whales. You may see the whales swimming, breaching, chasing fish, or all of the above. Orcas communicate with each other on a regular basis. Some boats have an underwater microphone so you can listen to their conversations. This adds another magical dimension to the experience. For an even closer view, you can kayak with orcas in the San Juan Islands. On multi-day trips, you will paddle 4 to 5 hours a day, stopping to watch wildlife or hike around the islands. As you explore, the guides will point out wildlife and explain the ecology of the area. The best place to see orcas from land is Limekill Point State Park in Friday Harbor. This park is also called Whale Watch Park. While you are there, don't miss the Whale Watch Museum.
Go to jail. Alcatraz, which is also known as The Rock, is the famous American prison located on Alcatraz Island, in San Francisco Bay. A trip to the island offers a close-up look at a historic and notorious federal prison. More than 1 million visitors a year climb the steep hill from the ferry dock to view crumbling cell blocks and the former living quarters of prisoners and guards. Before being used as a prison, it was home to the first and oldest operating lighthouse, 1854, and the first U.S. fort on the West Coast, 1859. This military fortress that had protected San Francisco Bay since California's gold rush days was a federal prison between 1934 and 1963. The bay's icy water and strong currents made the Rock escape-proof. However, it is reported that 5 prisoners tried to escape and are officially listed as missing and presumed drowned. Between 1969 and 1971 the island was taken over by Native Americans. Today, the entire island is preserved as part of the national park system and is a venue for tourists rather than criminals. A few former prisoners and guards can be still heard on the prison's audio tour of the famous cell house. The refreshing ferryboat ride, with stunning views of San Francisco Bay, adds a very special beginning and end to this popular tour. Choices in education. People in the United States have a choice between free tax-funded public schools or tuition-based private schools. All public school systems are required to provide an education free of charge to everyone of school age. All schools, public and private, are monitored by the Department of Education. Educational standards and standardized testing decisions are made by state governments. People are required to attend school until the age of 16 to 18. If a child is not attending school, the parents will be in trouble with the law and could possibly go to jail. Education is divided into 3 levels: elementary, junior high, and senior high. Grade levels in each vary from area to area. Elementary school, also known as grade school, is a school of the first 6 grades. The basic subjects of math, English, and science are taught. Junior high school is grades 5 to 8 depending upon the school structure. The basic subjects are expanded on. A foreign language is often added. High school runs from grades 9 to 12. Each grade number also has a name: freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. There are a minimum number of courses students are required to complete to receive a high school diploma. Starting in 9th grade, grades become very important because they are part of a student's official transcript. In the last 2 years of high school, students take standardized tests to apply for college. The SAT and ACT are the most common standardized tests. Post-secondary education in the United States is known as college or university. It consists of 4 years, or more, of study. Students apply to receive admission into college. Admissions criteria involve the grades earned in high school, GPA, and standardized test scores. After finishing a 4-year degree, students may continue to a more advanced degree such as a master's degree. As a whole, the population of the United States is becoming more educated. Post-secondary education is valued very highly by American society and is one of the main determinants of class and status. Prom and homecoming. Prom is the name for a special dance held at the end of the high school academic year. Traditionally, the prom is a special night for the junior and senior classes. Younger guests may go to the prom only if their date is a junior or a senior. Prom is a memorable and important night for most high school students. Some feel that it is the most romantic night of their lives and the highlight of their senior year. Shopping for the prom dress can be an event of its own. Formal wear is worn by both girls and boys. Sometimes there is a prom theme and the couples dress according to the theme. The prom festivities generally include dinner and a dance. The prom is often held at the school. However, some schools rent ballrooms or hotels or more unusual venues such as a cruise boat to host prom night. A prom king and queen are announced and crowned during the night. Traditionally, the prom queen and king are chosen by their fellow students. Campaigns are held in the weeks before the prom and students cast votes for who they want to be king and queen. The king and queen are crowned and dance together to celebrate their election. Homecoming is another annual academic tradition that happens in high school and colleges. Homecoming is largely associated with football. People, towns, high schools and colleges come together, usually in late September or October, to welcome back alumni. The activities consist of a football game played on the school's football field, activities for students and alumni, a parade featuring the school's marching band, and the coronation of a homecoming. Queen and King, similar to the prom Queen and King. Traditions for the New Year. New Year's celebrations begin on December 31st, New Year's Eve. New Year's parties of all sizes are held across the United States. Friends and family gather at home and watch television as part of the festivities. As the midnight hour approaches your own time zone, you are able to watch New Year's celebrated all across the world. Times Square in the heart of New York City hosts a very popular New Year's celebration and is televised nationally. At 1 minute before midnight, a brightly lit ball begins to drop slowly from a pole perched on one of the buildings. People begin to count down the seconds as the ball drops. When it reaches the bottom, it is the new year. People hug and kiss, confetti falls, and cheers of "Happy New Year" are heard everywhere. Another New Year's tradition is to sing the song "Auld Lang Syne" at the stroke of midnight. This song is played in English-speaking countries to welcome in the new year. Auld Lang Syne literally means "old long ago" or "the good old days." New Year's Day. On January 1st, it is a tradition in many households for families and friends to spend the afternoon watching the Rose Bowl. The Tournament of Roses parade and the Rose Bowl football game are on many television sets across America. The parade first started in 1890 and is held in Pasadena, California. In 1902, the parade committee decided to add a football game to the day's celebrations. By 1920 the crowds outgrew the football stands. The tournament's president envisioned a grand stadium and put his vision into action. He built a new stadium and named it the Rose Bowl. Today the Tournament of Roses parade is more than 5 miles long with thousands of people participating, marching in bands or dance troupes and on floats. City officials ride in the cars pulling the floats and waving at the crowd. A celebrity is chosen to be the official master of ceremonies. The queen of the tournament rides on a special float made from more than 250,000 flowers. New Year's resolutions are made on New Year's Day. Americans write down their resolutions and promise to keep them for the year to come. New Year's resolutions usually include things like getting healthy or losing weight and generally encompass something that involves bettering your life. Regardless of the way the new year is celebrated, the sentiments are the same. With a new year, people hope for a fresh start. They wish each other good luck and best wishes for the new year.